smells really bad in here. But there is a view. Check this out.
Today, I want to talk about bad photos, or bad photo shoots, or simply photo shoots or photo days out where you just feel like you've come home empty-handed. I want to talk about this because this is the realest thing, dude. Like, this is one of those things that every single photographer has experienced this, will experience this. We've all dealt with it. We've all experienced wanting to go out and take really good photos and leaving with tons of energy and coming back kind of feeling deflated because we're not happy with the images that we've taken. And most of the time, well, actually all the time up till this morning, my approach to this was to simply delete the photos, forget about it, brush it off, and go ahead and try again next time. And I've now realized that that was actually a mistake. Let me take you guys back to yesterday, where me and two close friends of mine took a drive to the coast where I wanted to go ahead and try and take some really cool photos. Starting off with these bunkers, and these are actually really interesting. So they were built in 1940, designed as coastal defense pillboxes, and these were basically to guard against potential German invasions during World War II. So the first shot of the day was this one right here. It looked okay on site, but then when I came into the edit, I just realized that something wasn't working about it. I don't think I used the right focal length. I think I should have shot this on an 18mm, not the 35. I exposed for the highlights, and the shadows became a little bit difficult to bring out in post, meaning that I kind of missed a lot of what was going on inside the bunker itself, and I felt like I could have used a little bit more dynamic range in this particular scene. So overall, for this photo, I wasn't really feeling this one. But having said all that, for this photo, instead of doing what I always do and just delete it, forget about it, move on, don't even try anything further, I attempted something different for this. I tried to go black and white, and I added some grain to that black and white. And of course, it's all personal preferences and whatnot, but I felt that giving this photo the black and white look, giving it a little bit of grain, gave it some age. And considering where we were and what I was photographing, as I said, these bunkers were built in the 1940s, it kind of felt like this was maybe a photo that was taken, during World War II, like a war photographer. Obviously that's not the case. It was taken by me here in 2026, but it gave it a vibe. It suited the atmosphere, and it gave it a little bit more character. So simply going from color to black and white, in my opinion, really saved this photo. So before you throw an image away or just write an image off, just try it in black and white. It might save you. Might not, but it might. So I think an obvious one during this entire shoot was the fact that the weather really wasn't great. And I'm really trying to rewire my brain to find excuses to take photos versus find excuses to not take photos. So this photo here, it's not great, it's, again, very flat. There's just really not that much depth to it. So that's why I was trying to use these green patches of leaves here to try and create some sort of foreground element. Still wasn't really working. It's not terrible, it's got some decency to it, but it's definitely nothing, that I'd want to keep in my portfolio. I even tried another one over here with Justin in frame, and again, something wasn't working about this. It's just, again, it wasn't a great photo in general, but something I did try was moving this from a 4:5 crop to a 16:9 crop. And all of a sudden, I don't know about you guys, but this photo is a lot more pleasing to me. I think it's got a little bit more character. For some reason, the aspect ratio made it seem a little less flat. And that's another trick, as well as black and white and a couple of other things that I'll get into, but try different aspect ratios in post. It's always better to shoot in 4:5 and then try and play around with it in post, but there's a lot that you can do with placement, and placement is a huge part of composition. I mean, look, this one's okay. You know, it's definitely not a bad photo. It's probably one of my favorites of the day. Again, like I said earlier, you know, the light wasn't great, and I do think that this would benefit from some more light, and golden hour would probably be a really ideal spot for this shoot. But I really do think that the mindset and the activity of trying when you are in not ideal or not your kind of weather conditions is just such a good exercise, and you really do end up pushing yourself a lot more, even if you come home with photos that you're like, oh, this just would have been better with better light. You're still coming home with photos that are like, yo, I actually got something out of this. And that's a really cool feeling, and that's really good. And that's how you know that you're asking the right questions. That's how you know that you are pushing harder and working harder as a photographer to get better results. And that's always a good feeling, and that will only help you in your photography journey, and will make you probably take even better photos when the light is good, because you've trained yourself to find more composition, so you'll get more bang for your buck on a good golden hour or sunlight or whatever weather day you prefer. So I knew in this case, because there really wasn't much going on, I had to seek out more foreground elements to make more depth. I think the overall reason why I wasn't particularly happy was because I was really struggling with the main thing that I was trying to capture, and that was the scale. I was really trying to capture how big these cliffs are, because they're super tall, and you feel really small when you're next to them. So I think the real main point of this, and why I'm making this video, is don't delete your photos. Mainly because chances are you're being too harsh for yourself. It's very common for us as creatives to be our harshest critic. You'd be really surprised. I do think that some of these images came out better than I thought. Sometimes I'm looking at them and I'm like, okay. Yeah, none of them are my favorite. None of them are shots that I looked up through the monitor and I was super excited to get back home with. But I didn't delete them. I came back home and I managed to pleasantly surprise myself, and I found a couple tricks that I can learn for more photo shoots along the way. And I now have a video, I'm sharing them, I'm doing the scary thing, I'm taking photos that I'm not particularly happy with, but I'm still making a video about it, and I'm probably gonna go ahead and post these on my Instagram as well. Because at the end of the day, photography is not always about sharing your best work, it's about sharing your work. It's about showing the process, showing what you're doing, showing the improvements, seeing what you learned on the day, and improving and seeing all these different photo days out accumulate over time, and hopefully seeing the progress and the results get better and better over time in the quality of your own work. And I had a really good time. It's a really good memory. These photos resemble that memory to me. So I don't want to delete that. I want to share it. Yeah, the photos themselves might not be the best photos I've ever taken, but so what? I had fun. I enjoyed it, and I'm gonna go do it again.